Welcome to the Original Gangsters podcast. I'm your host, Scott Burnstein. We're going to do a quick hitter touching on some street gang news out of Montreal. All these proxy wars that have been going on in relation to the bigger overall war between the Sicilian Rizzuto mob and the Hells Angels. We were the first ones to report that the Marauders motorcycle club, which had been created to be an enforcement wing for the Hells Angels, akin to the way the Rockers were during the Great Quebec Biker War. We were the first to report that Diamond Dave Castelli is the leader of that troop. We have talked about, and other outlets have reported, and we've colored it up, that Jean-Philippe Celestine, the butcher, formerly of the Rizzuto mob street gang faction, jumped ship last winter after his brother was murdered and became a Team Hells Angel, Team Marty, Team 81, and was assigned to the Marauders to augment Castelli's leadership. Both of them are formidable in terms of being dangerous, frankly, and being connected. So what I want to talk about with the Marauders is that we're being told from our sources in SQ, RCMP, that there is a very active investigation targeting Castelli, and that there could be indictments in early 2025, and that Diamond Dave might be, headed back to prison. He is a guy that comes from, a lengthy career in the biker world, not just with the Marauders. Had been the leader of another support club for the Hells Angels, in the West Island area. Was very, very close to the West End gang, the Irish mob, and is a guy that, gets respect wherever he goes, even though he's not a full-fledged Hells Angel. But, just like anybody that exists in that world, you don't just have to worry about your enemies on the street. You got to worry about law enforcement and all the craziness that's been going on with the war, and innocent people being killed and teenage boys being set on fire. It's created an impetus for law enforcement to go after them hard. And Dave looks like he's, in the sights of law enforcement, in the crosshairs. I think Dirty News touched on this a little bit last month, but we wanted to color it up a little bit more. We're also hearing that JP Celestine isn't really getting along with everybody in the Marauders since he joined earlier this year. He's not really a biker guy. He's a street gang guy. Doesn't ride a motorcycle. I guess he's riding a three-wheeler now, because you need to have some type of vehicle that's not a car if you want to be a part of these groups. And I don't know what that means. I just have heard from a lot of people in the last couple of weeks that Celestine's not playing nice with everybody else in the Marauders, that there's tensions, that they look at him as an outsider, interloper. They have some other personal issues with him that are a little bit more salacious that we don't have to get into. And so that's something to keep an eye out for. And then finally, there was a murder in the last couple of weeks that is, important in the context of all this to discuss. A member of the Prophet Boys, And I know it's confusing with all these different street gangs aligning with one side or the other in the Hells Angels Rizzuto conflict. And the Prophet Boys are aligned with the Rizzutos, or most of them are. The Prophet Boys are aligned with Blood Family Mafia, who got behind the Rizzutos. So a couple weeks ago, Andrew Luberiz, a.k.a. Alibaba, a faction leader of the Prophet Boys, was found dead in his prison cell. I'm told that this was because Alibaba did not agree with the Prophet Boys backing the Rizzutos, that Andrew or Alibaba wanted to back the Hells Angels, and him and his crew, which were known as Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, didn't get in line with the rest of the Prophet Boys, guys like Ryder and Jack Boy, who are the leaders. And as a result, he was found dead in his cell the first week of December. So another casualty now to put on the list of murders that can be attributed to Hells Angels Rizzuto mob war. So I just wanted to touch on what's going on in Canada, and we hadn't really talked about the street gangs and the Blood Family Mafia since it looks like that that proxy war between the Blood Family Mafia and the Hells Angels is over, but the murders still continue. So just wanted to update everybody. We're here every day, all week, 24/7, breaking down all the breaking news in the underworld. My dog Chunky is getting a little aggressive right now. And we want to wish everybody a happy holiday. Please like, share, and subscribe. Scott Burnstein, OG Pod. We're here uncovering the underworld, one city, one region, one country at a time. I'm out.